Hello, today we are working on day 2 of congruent triangles. Oops, I'm on Canvas on the home page, and this is the lesson we're going to work on today. Triangle congruence day 2, naming and giving reasons. So please click on that. Okay, the first thing you want to do is make sure you read the directions and that there's 2 parts to today's assignment. If you need a translation of today's directions, please click this. And remember, you can make a copy, and then after you make a copy, you can do a translation over here, okay? But you got to make a copy first, so make sure you understand the directions. There's 2 parts of the directions today. Part 1, and part 1 is you're going to go to this web page right here. Let me see, I guess you're going to go to this web page right here. And it talks about how to find if triangles are congruent. Remember, you can translate it by going over here, okay? So you can translate the different language if you want, okay? So make sure you go through this, and when you're done going through this, it's not very long, but when you're going through this, you're going to go ahead and you're going to do this assignment right here, okay? So this will have the questions that you're going to answer as you go through this website, okay? Question 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? You're going to answer those by going to this website here. It will give you the information you need, okay? It'll also give you the information for part 2 where you're going to have practice questions, and that's why you're watching this video right now about how to do that. So you're going to click this assignment and make sure that you download it so you can open it in Kami. Then I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've opened it up in Kami, and there's 3 types of questions right here. 1, 2, 3, okay? So I'm going to put these in a translation document. Okay, on this assignment, there's 3 types of questions. Question 1, and this is what it's asking. Question 2, and this is what it's asking. And question 3, this is what it's asking. And then all the other questions are reviewing those. They're the same questions. So if you need a translation, I put the questions into this translation document over here where it says questions from the assignment. So this right here is the same as number 1 there. So make sure you translate it so you can understand it, okay? All right, so now that we got it in Kami, the one thing I want to review about this is why triangles are congruent. They're congruent if they have, let me go back to this document over here. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so triangles are congruent if they have exactly the same 3 sides and exactly the same 3 angles. So there's different ways to designate. So the letters outside, this is the length of the side, how long. This is to how long. This is to how long. The letters inside are the angles marked by these angle symbols right here. So on this assignment, we look at this one here. Ooh, where did mine go? Mine is in Kami. Okay, so when we look at these 2 triangles here, and we're looking why they are congruent, we're going to see that we've got let me change this. Let me make this blue. How about that? We can see that this angle right here has 2. It's like this, right? 1, 2. So this angle here is going to be the same as the angle that has 2 over here. So that means that that's the same as this angle. So these 2 are the same, okay? So that means that point and that point are the same, okay? Now, there's also the sides. So these are the angles. These show the sides. So that says that this side that has 1, let me put this in a different color. So this side that has 1 dash is going to be the same as this side that has 1 dash, okay? And then, so let me keep doing the sides. This 3 is going to be the same as this, 1, 2, 3. And this is 2, so this is the same as that, okay? Now, what is it asking us to get for the answer? Well, it's asking us to identify how you designate this. So what's important is the order of the letters. So let's take FE. FE is from here to here. What's in between FE? FE has 2 in between it, okay? Okay, so to match it up, I'm going to go, so this one right here says FE. Here, let me do this. There we go. There we go. Is this working? Okay, let's see if this is working. Good. Okay. So this says FE. FE is the first two letters. So that's right here. That's this side is between F and E, right? F and E is the same as, okay, so that means that the first two letters over here are going to be 2. So that's going to be XZ should be the first two letters since EF are the first two letters. So XZ, no, it's not that. So this is wrong. Okay, so how about GF? Let's see, or let's see where this EF is over here. So EF is over here. So that means that ZX should be the second two letters. So ZX, nope, not ZX. Okay, so over here, EF is going to be the first two. So that means ZX should be the first two. ZX, no, that's FX. So that means it has to be D, but let's just check it. So EF is the second and the third letter, and ZX is the second and the third letter, so that matches. Okay, so those are both in the right spot because ZX is right here, same. EF right here, same. Okay, so the letters have to be in the letters indicating the side EF, have to be in the same position as the way they name the angle. Okay, so let me go back again. I'm in the translation document again, okay? And this is something that I want you to see. So there's the steps in doing this. So I want to make this bigger. Can I make it bigger? View, zoom, zoom, zoom. Come on, why isn't it? Oh, there we go. Okay, okay. Oops, that's way too big. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So here's the steps that I went through, okay? Number 1, find two sides that are the same in the triangle. So I'm going to review it. Again, so what did I do? I found two sides that are the same. I'll do it in this letter. So this has the line 2, so that means this side is the same as the one with the line 2 over here, this side. So that means, again, EF from here to here is the same as ZX. So when we name the angles, let me go ahead and review that again. Where's my eraser? I know if you already understand it, you might maybe skip this to the next part. So we found two sides that are the same. Now EF or FE, it could go either way. It could go EF or FE. So that's right here, right? Letters 1 and 2. So that means ZX should also be letters 1 and 2, but that's not ZX, that's FZ. So we want that, so that's the Y by. Okay, again, FE should be the second and third. What's the second and third here? XF. No, that's this one. No. Okay, again, EF right here. So that means ZX should be the first two. No, FX is. No, so bye-bye. EF, second and the third right here. So ZX right there. Yep, that's it. So again, just a quick review, okay? That's how it works. Okay, so the next thing is to look at the reasons for why you know something is congruent or not. Remember, that comes from over here. One is if all the sides are the same. Side, 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 like this. See, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7, 7. The other one is side angle side right here. When you have two sides and an angle between them. Two sides and an angle between them. Angle side angle is when you have angle and then in between them is a side and an angle. Okay, here's another one. Angle right here, side in between it, the angle's there. Okay, and finally, angle, angle, two in a row, and then the side. Okay, if you have a right triangle, it could be this one right here. Okay, so you could have hypotenuse and a leg. So if they've got the hypotenuse is the same and one of the legs is the same, then it is congruent. See? So you got the 7.9 is the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. Hold on. Let's go back to this. Back to this. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay. Again, hypotenuse, hypotenuse. across from this right angle, across from the right angle, and one side, 5.2. Okay, so let's go back to the assignment. Okay, so we have two triangles, this one right here and this one right here. What we do know is this dash means that this side and this side are the same. So we already have a side over here, and that's in common. So we already have one side, okay? Next to it, we have this and this, which are angles. So right next to it, you got side and then angle. So we got an angle next to that, the side angle. And then, since these are two triangles, they share the same side. This side is the same, so this means that this side is also equal because it's the same side, okay? So that means we get side angle and then another side, side angle, side, okay? So if we have side angle, side, that is one of the ones that shows us that they are congruent, okay? Again, what you may want to do is look at this website as you're doing it, but this is basically this one right here, okay? Side, angle, side, okay? Okay, so this one is important to understand that we need additional information required to know that triangles are congruent for the reason stated, okay? So what I want you to make sure you do is to, let's see, is this one here the one that you did? No, I think it's this one, okay? I want you to make sure that you translate this if you don't know or read it so you know what it's asking. Okay, so when we get a question like number 3, make it a little bit smaller, there we go. Okay, we're looking for state what additional extra or additional information is required to know the triangles are congruent for the reason given. What reason given? Side, angle, side, okay? So that means we need to see what do we have already? What do we already have? So this one right here tells us this angle and this angle are the same. So this angle, we have one angle, right? So that's going to be the middle one, right? So that means what else do we have? Well, this line right here is shared. A shared side means that those two are equal, right? Same line, right? Same side. So that means we have an angle next to a side. So that means we need this is in the middle, that's in the middle. So that means we need to get a side over here, okay? So that means we basically we got this side here, this angle. So we need this side needs to be the same as, let's see, side, angle. So that would have to be the side, angle, side. So these two would have to be the same. That tells us that that side right here is these two. So what is that? That's ZI. So ZI we need, and YX. YX. These need to be the same. If we have that, then they're congruent. So is there a ZI? That would be this one, XY. Okay, that's A. But let's look at the others. So again, how about ZX? Do we need ZX? No, we don't need that. Do we need an angle? No, we don't need angles. We don't need angles, okay? So that's as easy as it is. First of all, you identify what do you have, and then what do you need? What's missing? So in this case, the side was missing. So which side? Again, it has to be side, angle, side, right? In that order. So we already had this side, this angle, so we needed this side, okay? So that's how you do it. I'm going to do 2 more questions in the second video that I do after this one here, okay?